Good morning. I want to welcome everybody back to the Board of Adjustments, where we seem to have a really good time. We're very energized, and we've been apprised by our great secretary to make sure we state our names. My name is Jim Lambertson. I'm chairman of the board. And to my left, Mark.
Mark Oakness?
To his left,
James Myers.
and I hate to say it this way, but to my right,
That's okay.
Tony Teeters.
And Mary Frederickson.
Tom Davis.
thank you. So we've done roll call, and we only have 6 members today. So, Mark, would you like to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
Stand, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I trust my board members had time to read the minutes.
Yes.
Was there anything that somebody saw in the minutes that they didn't like or that was wrong? Okay, let's take a motion to, on the minutes.
Mr. Chair,
Yes,
Mark Oakness, and I motion for the minutes from the last Board of Adjustment meeting be submitted and approved as written.
thank you. Is there a second?
Tom Davis, I'll second.
Thank you. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed? Thank you. All right, so what we're going to deal with today is we're going to deal with a public hearing on a variance. And I'm going to let a staff member discuss that from her position right now.
Thank you, Chairman, members of the board. Tammy DeWitt, Community Planner with the City of Prescott. The request before you today is a variance to Article 3, Section 3.5.3.f.2, SF 12 minimum setbacks of the Land Development Code to allow a reduction of the required 9-foot side setback by 4 feet to allow for a 5-foot side setback for a new guest house on a 0.28 acre parcel. The different criteria that we look at before variance, and these were in your packet, we look at the extraordinary conditions. Is there hardship or something with the lay of the land, that whether this is the only place they could put it, substantial detriment, special privileges, a self-induced hardship. We look at the general plan to make sure it's in conformance with the general plan, and utilization to make sure that if this is a strict interpretation, there's another way to look at it. So these were all looked at in regards to this request. The property owner has owned the property. They didn't develop it, but they bought it the way it is now. And there are some trees on the property they're trying to preserve on the property as they're creating their backyard and landscaping it. Here's the location of the property is on Eagle Ridge Road off of Rosser Street. That is a developed area. That we do have a vacant piece of property here in the back. Here's the property in question. The proposed location of the guest house is in this area, and as you can see, there's some landscaping and trees here that they're trying to preserve on the property. And here's the site plan that was submitted. So they can go up to 5 feet to the rear yard setback. This is a detached accessory structure. So what they're looking at is the ability to encroach in this area right here on their side setback. Here's the area in question. It is pretty well screened from the neighbor. It is just a single-story guest house that they're proposing in this area right here, and you can kind of see the strings here. They kind of laid it out where it's going to go here. And then we have the tree here that they're trying to preserve so it has room to grow and not encroach onto the proposed structure. And here's another picture that shows the tree that they're trying to save here, and I believe there was another one right here. And then here's the back of the property. As we see, they've been working on their landscaping and developing it. And then the back property here is an undeveloped, pretty large piece of property, a 14-acre parcel. Notices were sent out to all the property owners within 300 feet, which is required, and we posted the property. We did have a couple of phone calls of people coming in just to see the site plan, and at this time, we got nobody had any concerns with it the way it was presented. And that concludes my presentation, and we do have a representative here for the applicant if you have any questions.
Thank you, Tammy.
You're welcome.
Does any of the board members have any questions on the proposal?
Pardon me, Tom Davis, just one question. If we could go to maybe the site plan or, it's not, from the looking at the aerial photo, it's not totally clear to me that why wouldn't this structure be on more, I guess it's southerly, southwest?
area?
Yeah.
They've been landscaping the area here, and they have other stuff that they've put there. And this was the area with next to the block wall, where this side wasn't screened from the neighbor, and this side is. I'm assuming, and the applicant is here, or the representative that could probably answer that question a little bit better than.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Does any of the other board members have any questions? Notice that I'd like to welcome the mayor. He's sitting in the audience out there. Welcome, Mayor Good. So with that, is there a motion to either approve or deny the request for a variance?
James Myers, I suggest we approve that.
All right, and do I have a second?
Can we read the full motion? So it'd be,
Here, I'll bring it up right
we'll have
there.
Tammy bring it up if you want to read that.
Okay, James Myers, I move to approve V22003 to reduce the 9-foot setback by 4 feet to allow for a 5-foot setback for a new guest house.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Tony Teeters, second.
Thank you. And just before we take our vote, is there any comments that would like to be delivered by the owners of the property? Seeing no comments, all those in favor of the variance signify by aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, so that passes unanimously.
Do we have any staff updates? Okay, we are starting the process of updating our general plan. They've reached out to the board members to see if there was anybody that was interested. You could still be part of the general plan committee if you like, even if you're not a representative of the Board of Adjustment. You can be a citizen to be part of it. We are planning to have them still open. We'll be using Zoom to allow people to participate or listen if they want to. It'll be on our agenda. So we are wanting to get vast participation. So if you know anybody, we are looking to ways to get younger generations kind of involved too. So any ideas of how we could reach out to people, we're looking for any kind of information that you're willing to throw our way of different ways we can reach out to people.
Are you suggesting that we are
We're
collectively?
No, I'm not saying.
Okay.
No, I'm not saying that. We're just trying to make sure that we get, as much participation as we can from the community. So,
Does the Board of Adjustment have any role in development of the general plan as the process goes forward?
Good morning, Mr. Chair, members of the board. Bryn Stotler, Director of Community Development. The Board of Adjustment will have one delegate to the committee itself. The Planning and Zoning Commission will have 2. The Prescott Preservation Commission will have a delegate, which has not been the case in the past, so we're hoping to have an historic lens on the process as well. And then there will be citizen appointees, 1 for each council member. There's also just normal citizen engagement. Everybody is invited to come and attend the meetings. They are open. The committee will be established by a resolution in late July, the second council meeting in July. So those interested should speak to a council member or the mayor, should they wish to participate.
So the
But
commi-
that-
I'm sorry, so the committee has not been formed yet?
Has not been formed yet. It will be formed by resolution in late July, as well as a public engagement plan that is a requirement of the process. You'll have a lot more information from that point forward with a lot more specificity, but we are looking to kick off the meeting and the writing phases of the plan in the fall to late 2022 and write the plan through 2023 with the public engagement portions starting with a solid draft and then moving on through the review process by Planning and Zoning Commission and by the council in 2024. And with a ballot measure in 2025, we anticipate that'll be the August 2025 election.
And Bryn, I think it would be valuable to hear from staff with regards to not only this particular committee, whatever the new board participation, but the value of the general plan as it exists or has existed in the past, and the implementation and what it took to get the general plan drafted, and how much of the general plan that exists on the plate today is going to be part of the general plan tomorrow, or are we starting all over?
Yeah, one of the first major tasks will be to determine a firm outline for the plan, and we do feel like there will be a couple of probably additional components to the plan that haven't appeared in the past. One of them is some reference to climate resilience, and another possible section on sustainability. You guys are going to be guided by somebody who's very familiar with this process. Planning Manager George Worley has been through 2 prior iterations of writing the general plan, and he and the planning team will be heading that up and guiding the committee and the public participation through the process.
Thank you. And is it anticipated that there's, in the general plan, going to be some component regarding our water management strategies for moving forward in the future?
Absolutely. Natural resources is a part of that in the as guided by the statute, so there will be a significant look at water resources and the handling of those.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair
Yes.
and fellow members of the board, this sounds very interesting. I would be open to assist in any way that I can.
Thank you, Member Hoeknes. If you could just put that into an email, send it to one of the planners, and we'll forward it on to the city clerk. She's amassing all of the interested parties in participating in the process. And again, if you're not selected as the delegate from this group or as a delegate of one of the council members, please feel free to attend those meetings as a citizen participant. We welcome your input.
I'll do that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any more from the board? Any more from staff?
No, sir.
We're adjourned.